Hey folks, welcome back to another Paul Master videos. So, with the New Year's units coming back, thought we'd try them out, see how well they, age a year later, right? The last year's New Year's units, I almost said 2021. Oh my god, it's 2023 already. Last year would be 2022. Oh, these just go fast a bit too fast, unfortunately. But anyways, okay, so let's try them out. I'll start with the New Year's Sabrina over here, which is obviously the best unit in like any game ever. Not really, but I mean she's fine, but she's my best unit, alright, whatever that means. So so yeah, let's try out Sabrina over here with New Year's Dawn. For no reason. She's not like particularly great against tornadoes or whatever. I don't know. She's just a fun unit, man. She's a fun unit. I enjoy using her. But anyways, let's try it against tornadoes over here, which against Sabrina, really nice for stages like this or Cresselia, where she can set the status shield, right? Cresselia does Thunder Wave, and then tornadoes obviously toxic, right? As known for very well known to me now that battled this guy like 40 something times in a row. Also I screwed that up. Meant to do like Confusion Turn 1, but yeah. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, also, in terms of New Year's Dawn, forgot to mention this because, well, not forget, just didn't like notice initially because I have like a very bad habit of focusing way too much on like the commentary part and not like what's actually happening in the game, which is very bad. It's hard trying to do everything at once sometimes. So, yeah, if you guys haven't noticed already, it is the case where initially we thought from like the wording of the extra ghost damage passive and how it sort of worked with what's his name again, Sings Osiris, right, where theoretically you could say it should like trigger twice or whatever, right, the debuffing part, but as you guys probably noticed already, it doesn't. So look, I don't know if it's like intended or it's an oversight issue, because it could possibly be either way, right? It could be just intended to not trigger. Maybe they thought it's too OP if it triggered, which I would disagree. I don't think it's too OP for it to trigger twice. But maybe it's intended, or maybe it's an oversight issue. Maybe they messed up on their end. So anyways, regardless, I just sent an inquiry in terms of, hey, from the wording of this passive, it could be construed as, this thing would trigger twice on the next hit of the extra ghost damage, right? Do you guys want to maybe, change that on her to make it trigger twice? Because again, not sure if it's intended or, because honestly, looking back at it, you could probably read it both ways, right? You could read it both ways. So, not 100% sure, right? But you could definitely read it as, again, you could trigger it twice as well. So, again, not inserting anything. We're just asking questions, all right, folks. We're just asking questions here. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe in a month or two, right? They could come out and say, "Oh, whoops, sorry about that. We got that wrong. It's supposed to trigger twice." Which in that case, very cool. That's just better for debuffs, right? And if it doesn't, if they don't include it in an update fix or whatever in next 2 months, then it probably is intended, which is also fine. Oh, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Oh, also didn't mean to do that. Like I mentioned, need to focus on like the actual game. Yeah. If it is intended, they could either just not do anything and like just not mention it in 2 months or whatever, or maybe if they do want to clarify it a bit more, they could, I guess at best, just change like the wording of the passive a bit more, just to make it a bit more clear, right? Which would be a bit appreciated too, right? So we'll see. But again, regardless, in terms of buffing once or twice, both are nice. Anyways, yeah, this New Year's combo, by the way, her and New Year's Sabrina actually looking pretty nice, right? Because you do have the factor of, because like New Year's Sabrina pretty nice, well, at least average, right, in terms of special attack buffing, but her crit buffs aren't that great. With New Year's Dawn and her ability to get that like ×2 stat buff, right? So since it's only a 30% chance to trigger the crit buffs, so it makes it less energy, so you only need to trigger it once, because like if you trigger it once, instead of getting +1 crit, she gets like +2 crit over there, so that's really, really nice. But yeah, that's a pretty good duo over there. Again, really, really nice in a lot of legendary gauntlet scenarios, right? Like something like a Tornadus or slash Cresselia. Well, slash legendary arena, because Cresselia's never actually been in a gauntlet before, which thank goodness, by the way. She'd be a very tough the gauntlet opponent. But yeah, anyways, so that's near Sabrina. Again, very, very, very good unit, I'd say. Right. Definitely not as good as something like Sings of Chris or Sings of Brennan, but still really, really, really nice special attack buffer. So yeah, the first support, right, to give that physical / special move up next, right? She's kind of like she's really, I'd say, in a lot of ways similar to the Fall Alistair, which is also fantastic seasonal support as well, minus all Ghost rebuff and a few other things, right? They kind of have a lot of things switch. Like for example, Alistair better at buffing crit, not as good at buffing special attack, and then you have that reverse for your Sabrina, because Alistair also has the physical. Which to be fair, I do think Ghost Alistair, all Alistairs are Ghost. Fall Alistair, I do feel like Fall Alistair is a better support. I know, me saying that, I apologize, and I don't really mean it. I'm just saying it because it's I think it's true, and I'm trying to be objective here. I do think Ghost Alistair. I said I didn't get Ghost Alistair. Fall Alistair is the better support. Even though I tell myself that's not true. Near Sabrina is the best support of any support. But yeah, she's still really, really nice. Feel like she held up pretty well. Again, she's just really, really, really good in gauntlet scenarios, right? Again, with all the extra endurance, heals, all that stuff. She does take a while to get going in terms of the buffs, but legendary arena stages do take a while themselves, right? Again, the status condition stuff. She also has recuperation if you want. All right, for some, if you're going for more of a, I'm gonna tank the opponent out sort of situation and all. So, anyways, so that's near Sabrina. Let's check out near's Volkner now. All right, let's try out Volkner now. I know, very uncreative. It's freaking Tornadus again. All right, here we go. So, finally run Volkner, right? Which you couldn't do before, which was a legitimate issue, right? Because like back then there was only one other Electric Train setter in the game at all. Right, and it's not even that serious of one. It's like Classical Lisa. Not that Classical Lisa is like a bad unit or whatever, but she could only like set Electric Train once. Right now, we could finally set it with the OG Volkner, which unfortunately it's also not super relevant anymore, just because there's a lot more Electric Train setting units now, right? But with like Thunderbolt Red and the new Holiday Whitney as well, which is slightly unfortunate, but slightly unfortunate for the Volkner dude. But they could still work pretty well together, right? So they're good. It's just different now. There's just a lot more options. It's not that desperate, not that big of a deal that you could run them together anymore. I wish low key that that theme skills did a bit more than just like buff the stats a bit. In certain cases, the stat buffs could be really, really nice, but in most cases, it's generally not that big of a deal. If they were, a lot more useful, I'd say, right? Like you run like teams, like for example, like Double Volkner, where they have a lot of similar theme skills. That would be pretty freaking cool. But yeah, they don't do that much in this game, unfortunately. Anyways, can I get a paralysis in here so we could sink and like do some damage on the sink, please? Please. Oh, there we go, finally. Alright, here it is, folks. Volkner setting Electric Train for Volkner. He only gets it, for himself on the first one, right? It's been a long time coming, this one. Been a year. Alright. Well, almost a year, but, who's counting? Look at that, man. Look at that. Very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. That's why I just ran like an Eggman on the side. Because, like, it's Volkner could get this guy taken out without having to run anything actually serious. We're doing like half funny double Volkner team, half like gauntlet simulation. with like Eggmon or not that it's like a bad Eggmon, but it is like one of the better Eggmons. So, anyways, regardless, should have this done even if we don't paralyze. I'm pretty sure a powered up Thunder over here would get the job done, honestly. Or even if Electric Train goes away. Although we did paralyze, so very cool. Oh, nice! Thank you very much for keeping up. Yeah. No, he just destroys the stage. Yeah, it's just that I just assume like at least a solid 80% of this player base has at least one of Ash or Thunderbolt Red, right? Assuming you guys know how to pull on banners, which is save at least enough for scout points, right? For pulling on anything, so you don't get shafted, right? So like Near's Volkner seems like, come on, like, right? So you don't really need this, which is true, by the way, right? If you do have either one of those two, you don't really need this guy, right? But if you don't, he's just fantastic, man. He's just a really nice electric type damage dealer. Just unfortunately for him, the two Pikachu Master Fears exist, right? So anyways, that's been this one, I guess. Hope you all enjoyed, guys. Think in the comments down below. Link to a video for our channel, some more Pokemon content. Yep, they're still really nice. And if you do need them, you could go for them. Assuming you already have all the other like much better, you know, banners pulled on, right? But yeah, I just assume not a lot of people need Near's Volkner anymore if you have the other two. But again, he's just really good, man. Yeah, he's such a fun and nice kid. I wish more units in the future would you know, have a similar kit like his. So anyways, all right, have fun. I'll see you guys in the next one.